Imagine holding the key to an industrial revolution to millennia before its time. In the 1st century AD, in the intellectual powerhouse of Alexandria, a brilliant inventor created astonishing machines that used steam, air pressure, and hydraulics. His most famous invention, the Aeolipile, was a simple, bladeless steam turbine that spun rapidly when heated, the world's first documented steam engine. But he also designed automatic temple doors, magical mechanical birds, and complex automata that used the very forces of nature to perform wonders. Hero had the components for a technological leap that could have reshaped ancient society. Yet his revolutionary ideas remained mostly novelties. This is the fascinating story of ancient ingenuity, unfulfilled potential, and the man who, unknowingly, glimpsed the future. Our story begins in one of the greatest intellectual centers of the ancient world, Alexandria, Egypt, in the 1st century AD, home to the legendary library and museum. Alexandria was a crucible of scientific inquiry, mathematics, philosophy, and engineering. It was here that brilliant minds, drawing on centuries of Greek and Egyptian knowledge, pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible. This was a time when theoretical knowledge was highly prized, often more so than practical application. The intellectual elite were fascinated by abstract principles and elegant solutions. It was into this environment that Hero of Alexandria emerged, a mathematician, physicist, and engineer whose work would stand as a testament to the ingenuity of the age. Hero stood on the shoulders of giants. Earlier Greek inventors like Ctesibius and Philo of Byzantium had already created sophisticated hydraulic pumps, water clocks, and even air-powered catapults. These pioneers had explored the power of compressed air, steam, and water, laying the groundwork for Hero's more advanced inventions. Hero was a prolific inventor and author. His treatises, such as Pneumatica and Automata, meticulously described scores of devices and mechanisms. He wasn't just building things. He was documenting the principles behind them, creating a rich legacy for future generations. Among Hero's many inventions, one stands out as truly revolutionary: the Aeolipile. This remarkable device is widely considered the first documented steam engine in history. Its design was both elegant and surprisingly effective. The Aeolipile consisted of a sealed boiler that produced steam. This steam traveled through pipes to a hollow metal sphere, which was mounted on an axle so it could rotate freely. Two L-shaped nozzles protruded from opposite sides of the sphere. As steam escaped from these nozzles, it created a reactive force, causing the sphere to spin rapidly, sometimes up to 1,500 revolutions per minute. The Aeolipile was a marvel of ancient engineering, demonstrating the principle of jet propulsion through steam. However, Hero himself described it primarily as a toy or a demonstration device, a testament to the power of nature, rather than a practical engine for work. In the ancient world, there was no societal or economic imperative to develop labor-saving devices. With readily available slave labor, human power was abundant and cheap. The Aeolipile remained a fascinating curiosity, a glimpse into a future that was still millennia away. The Aeolipile alone was a groundbreaking invention, a clear demonstration of steam power. But Hero's genius wasn't limited to this spinning sphere. He harnessed these same principles to create an array of astonishing automata, blurring the lines between science, spectacle, and even magic. If this fascinating glimpse into ancient ingenuity has captured your imagination, I invite you to consider subscribing to the Dusty Codex. Your support is essential in helping us bring these profound histories to light. Before we explore Hero's other incredible creations, I'm curious, if you could witness any of Hero's inventions in action, which would it be? Let me know in the quiet comments section below. Hero's brilliance extended to applying pneumatic and hydraulic principles in incredibly clever ways. One of his most famous creations was an ingenious mechanism for automatic temple doors. Imagine the awe this would inspire when a fire was lit on a hidden altar in front of the temple. The heat would boil water in a concealed vessel. The resulting steam pressure would force water into a suspended bucket. As the bucket filled and became heavier, its weight would pull on a system of ropes and pulleys, causing the massive temple doors to slowly, magically swing open. It was a perfectly choreographed, awe-inspiring display, designed to enhance the sense of divine presence. Hero also created numerous other automata, often designed for entertainment or to replicate natural phenomena. He described mechanical birds that could sing and move, activated by changes in air pressure from heated water. He devised drinking figures that dispensed wine or water and elaborate fountains that cycled through various displays. These weren't just simple toys. They were complex, multi-stage automata, precursors to the sophisticated mechanical clocks and automatons of the Renaissance and Enlightenment. Hero had mastered the fundamental principles of pneumatics and hydraulics, crafting devices that seemed to defy explanation, blurring the line between science and true magic for the uninitiated. Hero's inventions were brilliant, ingenious, and undeniably revolutionary in their underlying principles. So, why didn't his Aeolipile spark an industrial revolution? The answer lies in a complex interplay of socio-economic and technological factors. Firstly, the Roman and Greek economies of the time relied heavily on slave labor. There was no economic incentive to replace human muscle with machines. Secondly, the metallurgy of the ancient world was not advanced enough to safely create high-pressure boilers. Hero's Aeolipile was a low-pressure device. A larger, more powerful engine would have been prone to catastrophic explosions. Lastly, and perhaps most crucially, these inventions were primarily viewed as intellectual exercises, demonstrations of natural philosophy, or devices for spectacle and religious awe, not as practical tools to increase production or ease labor. Despite their limited immediate impact, Hero's treatises, particularly Pneumatica, were meticulously preserved centuries later during the Islamic Golden Age. His works were translated and studied, influencing Arab scholars and engineers. Then, in the Renaissance, they were rediscovered in Europe, sparking renewed interest in mechanics and hydraulics. Hero of Alexandria, the brilliant inventor who created the world's first steam engine, may not have sparked an industrial revolution in his own time, but his meticulously documented work laid critical theoretical and practical groundwork. His principles of pneumatics and hydraulics would eventually lead to the scientific breakthroughs and technological advancements that did, much later, power the industrial age. He was a man who, in his quiet Alexandrian workshop, had unknowingly glimpsed the future, a testament to the enduring power of human ingenuity.